My name is Ken Brown, the founder and creator of saltwateraquarium.com. When I got married, I wanted to try a saltwater tank. I had a 40-gallon Hex by what is now Planet. I guess back in the day it was Oceanic. So I tried to convert that from a freshwater to a saltwater. It didn't go so well because it was a hexagon. The company is strange. It happened pretty much by accident. I really wanted to buy a Vortec pump back in 2011, and I still have it. Actually, let me get it. It's white, it's on a sticker. Manufacture date, May 12th, 2011. I couldn't afford it back then, so when I bought the Vortec pump, I opened a wholesale account with Ecotech Marine, because back in the day, they didn't really care who opened a wholesale account in 2011. So I bought 3, put one on my tank, threw the other 2 on eBay, and then I forgot about them. And then over the weekend, I was at work in my cubicle, and I got this email notice, you need to ship your pumps because you sold them over the weekend. I was like, how did that happen, right? So I ran home at lunch and shipped the pumps out, and then I was sitting in my cubicle that day thinking, wow, that was kind of easy. So I ordered 6 more pumps, right, that day, and then ended up selling them somewhat quickly, and that's how we got started. For the first couple of years, it was just me and a high school friend and another friend working out of the basement. I was still working full time. We were packing orders at night, shipping them on the way to work, going to work, coming home, packing orders. My dad helped a lot with picking up, he would meet the local freight truck at a park, and they would load the pallets in the back of the pickup truck and then drive the pickup truck back to my house, where I would unload them into the garage, where my wife got pretty comfortable with pallets of junk in the garage. So we're really trying to make it so it's a one-stop shop. I know that's a little cliche, but really one location to get everything they need for their aquariums, whether it be salt, sand, rock, supplements, fish, corals, the whole 9 yards. So we're a small business. We have around 10 employees. All the employees are either friends I grew up with, people I met at church, people I met at trade shows like yourself, Mark, or family friends. Everyone in the company it's family oriented. We have a core group of guys and girls who really care about what they're doing, who really love being in the small hobby space, and really helping you customers to have a good experience with your aquarium.
I'm Mark Allen, Mr. Saltwater Tank, coming to you on behalf of saltwateraquarium.com. Here at saltwateraquarium.com, we're a small family-owned business. Ken Brown started the business over 10 years ago out of his basement. And like a lot of other small businesses, the owner keeps his day job while he's building up his business. Here at saltwateraquarium.com, Ken kept working his day gig as a programmer, and his dad, Papa Brown, and family friends helped build up the business. So today on Small Business Saturday, as we celebrate Small Business Saturday, I wanted to step back a minute, sit down with Papa Brown, and hear about saltwateraquarium.com from his perspective. Now, Papa Brown is a farmer, and if there's one thing that I've learned about farmers, it's that they have a unique perspective on things. So I thought I'd work my way into talking about saltwateraquarium.com by first hearing about his farm and how farming is like reefing.
He was born in '78, so Kenny was 6 years old when we moved up here.
To the dairy farm.
To this right here where the farm is, the dairy farm.
Okay.
Like I said, we milked 60 cows and raised a bunch of heifers, and we tried to grow all the feed that we could for them. Because back then I farmed about 500 acres of ground. Then I made a lot of hay, and I didn't plant soybeans in, but I planted wheat and corn, and mostly hay and corn for my cows. I made silage out of.
Sounds like a lot of work.
So, well, we really worked. We get up at 5 o'clock and milk the cows, and a lot of nights we wouldn't get done till 9 or 10.
Get up and do it all over again.
Get up and start right back over again. And these are some of the fields I farm here. I have corn on these fields. I planted 280 acres of corn and 200 acres of soybeans. It's from the local seed company around. I buy the seed from a friend of mine who has like 5 or 6 kids, and I said, well, you need the money for the kids to grow up, so I buy all my seed from him. And he likes to stay on. I usually buy it early so I can pay for it. So, like, I try to plant my corn around the 15th of May, because you plant it after the frost is done. And then as soon as I get the corn planted, I'll go into beans. So this year I finished up my corn on the 17th of May, and I finished up the soybeans on the 27th of May.
You have all this written down?
And then I have it all in my head.
In your head?
Because I farm. That's what I do. I farm for a living so I can remember stuff.
You farm for a living so you can remember stuff.
You know, Mark Callahan puts in fish tanks and does stuff, and he knows how to do it. And once you do it, you learn how to do it.
Okay.
It's the same as anything you do. You do it long enough, it's going to stick in your head.
Okay.
We're on the left side. We're coming up the fields that we finished up combining yesterday. On the beans, we've done about 100 acres of beans.
So then you're done for the year. What do you do all winter?
When I do all winter, I do like most husbands do. I take care of my wife, and a happy wife, a happy life. And my wife loves to look at the fish.
Okay.
And she told Kenny, I hope we get some really nice fish this time. But I had really nice fish the last time.
No pressure.
No pressure.
At all. So you've had a farm for 20 years. How long have you had a reef tank?
I've had a reef tank. Maybe it's probably been 5 years, I think. Kenny bought the warehouse and he gave me his tank. But he didn't want to give it to me because he thought I'd be a pain in the butt because I wouldn't know how to do anything. And I really don't know how to do anything, but I try to do some stuff. But old fish, they live, you know, whether you do stuff or not, it seems like. You know, he always said, well, you need a water change. Well, he's been telling me I need a water change for the last 2 years, and we've never done it. But the fish still live, so.
You're all right.
And they, you know, we do pretty good that way, so.
But sometimes farming's good, sometimes farming's bad, sometimes your reef tank's good, sometimes your reef tank's bad.
Yes, but I don't want a reef tank bad. I want all my reef tanks to be good all the time.
Well, isn't that true with your crops too? You want them
Yes, I want my crops to be good all the time, but I understand if something happens. I don't get upset if it's bad, because that's life in today.
So you come in once a week now to help with packing.
Yes, sir.
But if I remember my story correct, you were the only packer for a while Kenny was working.
Me and Danielle, a friend of his, had babysat it when he first started the business.
Okay.
And a lot of times when he was working, her and me, we did all the packing and we took everything to the post office. I take my truck and meet the freight trucks in the township parking lot and take the products up to the house, and then we put them in the garage, and then we move around to the basement so we knew what to pack. But
so in all your years of working with Kenny, did you ever have a time when you thought he did the wrong thing, should have kept his job, having a bad year?
when he worked in the basement, his wife wanted her basement, her garage back. Her wife had his wife had to leave her car outside, and you know, she liked the business, but I think she was glad he got a warehouse still.
Yeah.
And then they sold their house and bought a house where Dad couldn't come over and help him start a new business. Because I said, here, Kenny, let's start games and toys. Won't that be fun? We could get Legos and play with them all day long while everybody's working. We can play Legos. But she said, no, I bought this house and you guys can't do that. So.
Yes, ma'am.
Then that's what he said. Yes, ma'am, I'll continue doing what I'm doing. I said, okay, so. But you don't know where Kenny's going to end up next, though, because the business just grows so much, and you know.
Where do you think he's going to end up? You're his dad.
I don't know. I mean, Kenny's smart in it. I mean, he loves the business, and he told me he wouldn't sell it. So I guess it's no use anybody making him an offer, and he loves running it. So run it. I said, but we didn't. You started with nothing, and if it ends up to be nothing, that's what it is. But as long as you have fun doing it. I said, when the fun goes out of it, then it's time to get rid of it. And I talked to him a couple weeks ago, and he said, Dad, I'm still having a lot of fun running the business. I said, well, that's all that matters. And that's the same way I look at farming. If I don't enjoy farming, then I'm not going to farm. And now, when are you going to get my fish tank done?
I'm Mark Callahan, Mr. Saltwater Tank, coming to you on behalf of saltwateraquarium.com. And today, well, let's just say if you've been around a saltwater tank long enough, you've dropped something in your tank. Probably started with a fragging tool, but you know, as you progress in your career, somehow more and more expensive things end up in your aquarium. especially lights. They're always on the list. I mean, they're right above the tank, and at some point they're going to go swimming. So today we've got an assortment of various lights that we're going to go swimming in this tank here and see what happens. Safety first here at saltwaterquarium.com. I got my safety goggles on. No other protective gear, but hey, that's all right. We have a Hydra 32, 26, whatever. It's about to be ruined, so the boss says we got to go slow on this. Let's see what we get. It's still alive. We're about to go underwater. It's still working. Look at that. Oh, that one died. That was actually more than I thought. Oh, it's not dead. This fan is still spinning on this thing. Next up, the Kessel A80. Now, unlike the Hydra 26 we just saw, there's no fan on this thing, so I think it's just gonna die. But you know, everyone always wants to know, did you get an electrical shock when you put your hand in the tank if something electrical goes in your tank? So to help me with that, I'm gonna call in my good coworker, Greg Trax. Stick your hand down in there.
That's cold!
That may be the last thing you're whining about in a minute.
See?
Here we go. You ready?
Ready. Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
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 It's halfway in and it's still going.
It's still shining.
I don't have any of the cords in there, electrical connections. We're about to get the
Well, I mean, I think you have to get
20 seconds now. It's still going. Is there a waterproof rating on this thing? How about we just leave it in there?
touching it. It's fine.
let's
Not
just-
even a tingle.
Here, let's leave that in there for a while. Gotta say, we're pretty impressed with the Kessel at this point. Next up, the standard strip light. You know that has blue LEDs in this thing. Now, we're gonna dip this in this end instead of doing the whole thing at once. I'm curious if half of it will die, some of it will work. By the way, the Kessel's still on. Here we go. Nothing. Still nothing. All right, well, the good thing is now we have some underlighting for this video. Here at saltwaterquarium.com, we like to take things up a notch. So far, we've murdered one AI Hydra 5226, correction. We've got a Kessel that's still going. We have a standard strip light that's still going, but it's time to up the ante. We have a brand new, unopened, new in box Radeon G6 XR15 Pro. We're gonna dunk this thing and see what happens. Proof is in the security seal, as you can see. A little unpacking, and the sacrifice is ready. All right, we have a brand new XR15 G6 Radeon that we grabbed off the shelf. Yeah, it's almost sad to do this, but hey, anything for the camera. All right, so it's over your tank. You go, oh no, and you pull it back out, and it still works. So if you're that fast, maybe you can rescue it. Oh no, my light's in my tank. Oh, it's already gone. Well, moral of the story, don't dip your lights in your tank. They don't survive. But that gives me another idea. Since the Radeon was dead, why not see what happens when you drive the farm spray truck over it? Not like I'm expecting much because the light isn't designed for this kind of abuse, but what the heck, this should be entertaining. Wow, not bad. I expected far worse. Trax was down for blood though, so he went and got the farm anvil. Ouch. Let's see it again in slow motion from another angle. And it's smashed. While we're smashing things, what about a Seashay pump? Seashay versus John Deere tractor. Italy versus America. Here we go. Well, that was anticlimactic. Okay, let's go get a board to help smash the pump and see what happens. Still not much. So Trax decided he wanted to work on his hitting game in the great American sport of hit the pump. Too bad my pitching game is very weak and his hitting game isn't much better. Engage rage mode.
The impeller is gone. All right, good enough.
What's it gonna take to break that?
That is solid.
It's solid. It's like a solid mass of epoxy.
Resin. That is not gonna break.
It'll break eventually. Get that anvil.
Get the anvil.
So Trax's back wasn't feeling the deadlift of the anvil, so he got a sledgehammer instead.
Oh, I missed.
Just to the side. Oh! It broke the sledgehammer!
And nearly broke my camera. Alright, onto the piece of equipment that we all love to hate, heaters. China versus John Deere, here we go. Not that bad in that direction, let's back up and see what happens if we turn it over. That one's dead. Next up, an Energy Bar 832. California-ish versus the Midwest. Meh. Let's get the anvil out. Way to lift with your back, Trax. You're gonna feel that later. Oh, by the way, the Kessel A80 and the strip light were still burning strong, and they continue to burn strong way into the night. The EB832 is holding up fairly well, but Trax, you guessed it, felt the urge to unleash. Throughout the Reef Busters series, we've shown it took more effort than we thought to break aquarium gear. We couldn't cut through the tank seals with a razor blade, fallen aquascape isn't going to break your tank, heck, the aquarium survived getting fireworks shot inside of it, and it took a lot more effort than we thought to break a glass heater. Now the takeaway shouldn't be, well, therefore I can abuse my aquarium and the gear inside of it and everything will be okay. The key takeaway is, if you treat your aquarium and the gear inside of it with respect and you take care of it, it should give you years of quality service. And if it doesn't, don't go into rage mode like Trax. I'm Mark Callan, Mr. Saltwater Tank, coming to you on behalf of saltwateraquarium.com. Till next time, enjoy your tanks, and I'll catch you in the next episode.
I'm Greg Trax. I'm the customer service manager here at Saltwater Aquarium. I'm also the art director. Do all the graphics, print materials, goofy t-shirts, stickers, things like that you might order from us. The website itself is built by the boss, Ken Brown, but I put in all the graphics and things that make that website, that show you that public persona of what you're shopping on. Also, speaking public persona, I'm usually at most of the trade shows. There's very few that I miss. My first fish tank was a goldfish bowl that I won at the church Christmas fair. And I got it, goldfish. It was orange and white. And I was about 4, so I called it Peaches and Cream. And Peaches and Cream kept changing colors and sizes and patterns. And I think there were probably 10 or 12 Peaches and Creams before I realized they kept dying in that crappy goldfish bowl, and my mother just kept replacing it. Fish tank now though, I do have a 16-gallon BioCube. Small, simple tank, nano tank, all in one. A lot of softies, it's got some clownfish, it's got a blue damsel. Ken kept telling me for a wedding present he was gonna make an 8-foot tank happen in my house, and I said absolutely not. I'd rather have a TV there where I have my TV there. I don't need an 8-foot tank. There's a 12-foot tank right there. I can look at it all the time. I taught for years, so I mean, you know, customer service is simple. I'm gonna try to fix it. Trust me, if you call in with a problem, my job literally is to help you and to fix it. So I want to fix it. If you are incorrect in knowing the policy, whatever, I'm going to tell you what it is, you know, let you know why it's that way, whatever, and again, still try to fix the problem for you. Word to the wise, folks. You start swearing at me, I instantly hang up. You call back, still swearing, I tell you, you were swearing at me and we're not having an adult conversation anymore. And look at me, I'm going to wear a stupid Buc-ee's outfit, I'll handle everything, but no, I'm going to still hang up on you. Don't swear at me. I'm not going to swear at you. seriously, we want to help. The customer service team here is to help you. And so if you work with us, we'll tell you what we need to do, what you need to do to help you out, and make it happen for you. The man in the furry panties He-Man. I don't know what it is about the man in the furry panties, but I've gone all in the past couple years. Very much Ghostbusters. So if I could do like a He-Man Ghostbusters crossover goodness, ooh, that would be good. But yeah, He-Man. Why not? So, if you want to get on our good graces, we are easily able to be paid off too. If there's something you need that we can't do for you, you can pay us off. Like you can send me Bucky's gear to saltwateraquarium.com, sales@saltwateraquarium.com. I'll give you the address, 1685 Fairfield Road, Suite C as in Charlie, here in beautiful historic Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. You send me Bucky's gear and I'll send you something fun. Even if you haven't made an order with us, send me Bucky's gear and I'll send you something.
My name's Jimmy, and I'm proud and privileged to say that I'm a member of the saltwateraquarium.com team. And how that came to be was my friend Mark, who's known to maybe you folks as Mr. Saltwater Tank. I was a cameraman for him, and then he started working with saltwateraquarium.com and then brought me on helping him out with some videos. And then after time, I said, hey, I think I want to get in this hobby. I always loved being a fan of it. Saltwater aquariums, I loved going to the large aquariums. I worked at a large aquarium at the theme parks here in Orlando. I worked at the Seas with Nemo and friends at Epcot at Disney. And it was an amazing experience. I had a great time there. And I fell in love with it years and years ago when I was little. Watching television, watching PBS, Jacques Cousteau. I loved anything to do with the ocean. And I thought, it was just super cool. And then along many steps, I ended up meeting Mark, and here I am doing this. And look behind me, I've got my first saltwater tank, and I actually got it just about a year ago. And I got it, and we've been making a YouTube series about it and sharing it on YouTube. So if you haven't seen that series yet, please go watch it. It features this, my ProClear V2 200. It's a 180-gallon aquarium. Now this is my first saltwater tank, and I wanted to go this size because I have it here in my office and it fits great on the wall. And the whole series covers all of that, from me choosing this tank to where it is today, about a year later. And so you can see it's looking pretty good. I'm super stoked about it. What's my favorite fish? It's always the next one. You're always excited about what fish you're gonna get next. Right now, I'm excited to get a filefish because I've got this Aptasia going on in my aquarium. So a piece of advice for someone who's just getting started or just getting their first saltwater tank. So it's only been a year for me, and what I'll tell you is it's not as scary as you think it is. Just do it. There's tons of resources nowadays, especially like right here at saltwateraquarium.com on the website. All the videos on the YouTube channel, you can just search and there'll be a lot of help right there for you. I've been lucky to have Mr. Saltwater Tank help me, but he's here to help you too, and that's why we do all the videos. So I want to thank you all for watching and hope you have a magical day.
My name's Steve. I'm the utility guy here at saltwateraquarium.com. The utility guy is basically the guy who goes around and helps in multiple roles. We'll go in the back, help Jay pack rocks. I'll come out and help our lead packer Bree with her packing, unload pallets off trucks, count inventory. I'll be picking stuff. I do not answer phones. I do not go up to the front office unless I'm BSing with Kenny. Other than that, you probably won't see me in the office. I'm all business all the time. So working in a family business is a lot different from what I came from before. I was in big corporate manufacturing. I did scheduling there. I was overseeing about 30 people. It was very stressful, a lot of hours. And then I was getting into coaching baseball, and I met Ken. Ken was the assistant coach, And I had asked Ken one day, you know, what do you do for a living? And he started telling me that he had an online business. Didn't go into real detail, kind of blew it off. My job was getting really stressful, and I'd been talking to Ken about it, and he made a suggestion, hey, maybe you should come try my business out. So didn't think anything of it. Ended up a couple years down the road, COVID hits, and I stopped by to drop off some baseball pants to Ken, and Ken said, this is the warehouse, check it out, maybe you want to come here. And I think it was probably 2 or 3 weeks later, after 17 years of big manufacturing, I made the decision to come here, probably one of the best decisions I've made. The reason I feel it's the best decision I made is because there's a lot less stress, a lot less hours. I was working a ton of hours, didn't have time at home with my family. Now I'm able to coach high school baseball, still coach youth baseball, and I don't miss any games or anything for my son anymore, which is a great thing about being with a small business. Another thing I enjoy about working here is the interaction with the customers. A lot of times we see notes come through, which is really cool. When you're in big manufacturing, you don't have any connection with any customers. You do your same routine every day. Here, it's kind of cool when you are looking through your orders and somebody leaves you a note and you can actually handwrite a response to them. Best note I got, am I allowed to say it?
Sure.
Is probably the stuff we get from Reef Beef viewers. Yeah. They say a lot of funny stuff, some crazy stuff that I don't understand because I haven't watched it, but definitely things like that. And just saying, you know, it's always cool to see when someone thanks you for doing a good job with their products when you're packing them or whatever you're doing.
My name is Jason, or Jay as they like to call me. I work at saltwateraquarium.com here in the Rock Room. First time I ever met Ken, it was about 1986. I was about 12 years old. We had moved here from Washington, D.C. to where my grandparents had sold us their property. And he was, the very first time I ever met him, he was down fishing at the creek where we used to live. And I just remember the first time I ever met him, this kid had the biggest fish I'd ever seen. I mean, the tail was hanging out of the end of the tackle box. It was so big. And I just realized, like, this guy, he's got something going on. He's going to be cool to hang out with, be around. And, you know, over the years when we were growing up, we did all kinds of weird, crazy, fun things. But we also did a lot of work, too. We helped his dad on his dairy farm, baling hay in the summer. That's where my summer job was for many, many years. A lot of hard work for a little bit of pay, but Pap, he was a good guy. We, you know, appreciated every minute of it. And, you know, after high school, he went off to college, and I kind of sort of tagged along a little bit, hung out on his couch probably more than I would like to admit. Before I started here, I was a pool builder by trade, a concrete high-end pool builder. Did that for 25 years. Was actually pretty good at it. I really enjoyed the work. But life changes, and Kenny gave me an opportunity to come here. So at first I started 1 day a week on Mondays, you know. I would come in on Monday, was our busiest day. He could use the help, and then slowly it was 2 days, 3 days a week. And before I knew it, Black Friday rolled around, and he's like, look, I need you here, you know, full time if you can. And my life was in a place where I could. And so I said yes, and here I am now. So I've actually been lucky enough to work with 2 family businesses. The pool company was a very small business that, you know, I worked with, was very close with the owners. And being here, it's the same feeling. It's like family. We all get along, you know. We have our ups and downs, obviously, but it's okay because you can still be mad at someone today and happy with them tomorrow. I do love it. It's great. You know, Ken is an amazing boss. His dad, who's basically like my second dad growing up, it's fun to be around them and all my, you know, a lot of my other childhood friends that I've grown up with. Yeah, I've never thought of leaving, you know, for the corporate world. That's not my forte. I don't think, I mean, although I do look good in the suit and tie, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, also, I mean, it's great. I can easily go talk to the boss. He's literally right behind me in the door in the office there. We ever have a question or anything, he's always there. He knows pretty much everything there is to know about this business, at least as far as I can tell. I, on the other hand, I'm not so good at it. I secretly only have a freshwater aquarium. Please don't let that slip out.
This interview is over. I'm Bree. I'm the lead packer here at saltwateraquarium.com. Ken was golfing with Mikey and Greg at the golf course I was working at, and with my dad too. And they took me from the golf course. They were like, you should just come for work for us. And I was like, okay. I've quit the golf course in 2016 and been here ever since. So every day, we pick the orders, we pack them, so I'm probably touching your order. At least most of the orders. The big orders, no. Heavy orders, nah. I'm a little weak. But most of the lighter orders that come out of like the smaller foods and all that, I am touching the orders pretty much coming out of this warehouse, and 4 pallets a day probably coming out of this warehouse. And we used to fill up like maybe a mail truck a day. Now we're filling up a UPS truck, a FedEx truck, and a post office truck. So like 4 pallets a day, 5 pallets a day, depending. On a Monday, it could be 6 pallets. It's really laid back here. He's a great boss. He's nice. He's personable. When you work for a corporation, you don't really talk to your boss. You don't really know him. But here, you know him, and we're all friends, and we hang out. It's great. I had a beta fish. Well, it drowned.
How did the fish drown?
I came home from work and it was at the bottom of the tank. It drowned. It wasn't floating. It was at the bottom.
What you got up there in the
All right,
cold?
all right, well, we have our inverts here. We have a lot of our corals we'll get into later. We have some fish here. Just showing, Hillary was picking on me about the hair algae in this tank. And I said, well, this is our dirtiest tank for one reason. These are lettuce nudibranchs. If I don't have any hair algae and I don't have the messy stuff, they die because that's what they eat. And then that's one of the things I was explaining to her. Most of our tanks are spotless and we can keep them as clean as possible. Down here, I don't know if you can see these or not, but these are really a cool item we sell. These are upside down jellyfish. They live really nice in tide pools or slow moving, low flow tanks. And we sell a lot of them to people all over the United States. In our invert systems, we have many different inverts. They're all separated. They're all not kept with anything wild or anything that's come in that's not tank raised. Like, I'll show you some things in this room here. So in our room here, we have our chocolate chips starfish. We have our tank raised ORA clowns. So there's nothing wild in here. This is all stuff that we've gotten. It's all kept separate. So you don't get any diseases. And they're the only things that'll be in this tank. Down here, you have some electric blues and the short spines. And there's a few fish that are always in here. They don't sell out of here. You keep these just for food and things to move around in here. We have our special that we had told Ken about. I brought in about 50 or so of the blood shrimp. I know he's got them on special. They're a great deal for that. And we have a lot of those here. Down below, I don't know if you can see them or not, but those are our sand sifting stars. They're in a sand base, just like they'd be out in the wild. And we keep everything as close as we possibly can to the way you're going to catch them or see them in the wild. And then over on this side over here, we have cleaner shrimp. And we always keep one banded shrimp with them or a arrow crab, because they don't like to get along really nice to each other with 2 arrow crabs or 2 banded shrimp in the same tank. Unless, of course, the bandits are mated pair. But so we keep one of the animals that don't get along with others that well and separate in each tank. Over here, we have some of our anemones, and we have some that is really cool, even older than me, according to some of my buddies I work with. We have our horseshoe crabs down here.
Prehistoric.
Yes, exactly right. They're prehistoric, and they sit in the sand here. And this is our overflow tank. Works out great for the anemones. They stay inside, and the flow comes up from the center and over the top.
Hold on. I've got a fun fact. Did you know that horseshoe crabs have blue blood?
I did not know that.
They do. They have blue blood. They can molt, and their blood is used to test medical equipment. I don't know if they still do it to that extent today, but
so while we're
they're actually using their blood to treat ocular diseases. So their blood, horseshoe crabs, blue blood actually have some characteristic. I don't know what exactly ocular diseases, but I recall that their blood is used for eye diseases.
Yeah.
Fun facts.
So we're in the sealing room where everything that's been picked will come to in a black bin, and they come in a bag similar to this here. And they have a sticker on them. We have, as you can see, all the stickers of the different inverts we carry, plus more over here. And they're prepared. And then what we do is, it's a really cool bag. It's sealed. We put water in it first with a crab or whatever it is. And this one here is for a 10 gallons standard, which is the larger kit. Each bag has the number on it so that we have them. And as if you look over here, there's bins that are all pre-made. So they just grab a bin when they get the invoice and start setting up the invoices that way. And then we put water in it and we flip it upside down with the animals are in here and we seal it here. And this is how you would get it home. This is the standard bit. I don't know if you can get a picture of this, but these are all the animals that would come in a 10 standard. So that's how this would work. And we do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bags every week, or more than that, probably thousands of bags every week. So this is one of our rooms here. Keep it here. We go down here a little bit. For another one of our invert rooms. On top here, we have all of our spirits that are found in the same location as our feather duster, kept in the same place, and also our flame scallops. They're all from the same region. They all stay together. And these peppermint shrimp are wild top peppermint shrimp in the same area. Well, we put all these peppermint shrimp in all of our different tanks to keep the tanks clean without using any kind of chemicals or any kind of bug be gone or anything like that to kill off any kind of pest. The peppermint shrimp eat all that up and clean it all up. Down here we have some serpentine stars here, down here, and there should be a couple of fish here and there just to keep the food going. So we try and keep everything as natural as possible. And then the fish over here on this invert system, we run Chato down here, and also down below here is all of our, we have more conchs down here, fighting conchs. They live right in the Chato and they keep it clean. Up here you have your red legs. We would go through thousands of those a week. Blue legs, the same thing. And our bumblebee snails, again over here.
Bumblebee snails are great for taking care of vermitids. You got to get a bunch of them, but they really do work.
Okay. Up on top up here, we have, it's hard to see, but these are all your wild caught peppermints. And also below here, in that same tank, is our brittle stars that are caught in the same area with the wild caught. So they're kept separate always. And up here, we have our pin cushions and our pencil urchins. We carry a large variety of inverts that are always replenished, keep them clean, everything special for them in here. Up here, you have your scarlets, crab, up here. And then down here, we also have our ORA tank raised peppermints along with the margaritas. No, you can't drink those, Hillary. And down below, we have some of our emeralds. Right now, we have emerald. We go through about a couple hundred of those a week also. But here's one of the really cool sellers, and it's really cool snail. You can pick it up. It's called an Asaria snail. When they're in the sand, they look just like I would say like a submarine with a telescope up. All you see is their little telescope. See this right here? This sticks above the sand, and when they're cruising through, and as soon as you throw food in the tank, all of them just come up like straight up out of the sand, like a submarine. And then we also have in here all of our tank raised tuxedo urchins. They're the small ones. We're letting them grow out a little bit longer before we sell them. Those are from ORA also.
Tiny. Oh, they're so cute.
And this room here, for the quickie in this room, and we'll go down a little bit further. Awesome us here is our Cato. So a lot of Cato, but this also works as a great filtration for a lot of animals that put in a lot of waste into the system. So these are all right here, are our trochus. We have the wild caught trochus, and we also have the very large trochus that came in as a special we have out here also. They came in with them. They didn't charge.
Stick your hand over there so they can see.
I can show you one.
Yeah, they're big.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of those from you. They're cool.
They're the size of a golf ball. Really cool. Really, really cool.
Like, there's some bigger ones even still.
Oh, yeah. There's some bigger ones in here. Yeah, there's another bigger one here. Hillary's happy about. I think she's having dreams of her old time when we sent her the first kit when she opened it up. Oh, my God. They're so big, all these things. This is the largest I've ever seen.
I'll never live that down.
Hey, Mark, I didn't send you a picture yet, but Amy sent me a snail that I have in my Fowler tank. It's about the size of a baseball.
Let me see real quick. Come here. Come on, be this way. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know. But it's probably hiding. I have one in here too somewhere, but I don't know where it's at. She sent me one of the other one that she had for you, from you. This
Yeah,
is
I'm
more of
worried
this.
about it not getting enough food. It's so big.
It'll
My,
eat through
my
your
tank's
cup.
too clean.
So here's one of our tanks we hold from our specially bred one-offs on from ORA clowns. We have the different clowns separated in here. This tank's a little hard to see with the lights off like this.
Oh, they're so pretty.
Yeah, they're one-offs. There's only one of a kind to the pair.
Are those
And
on the
here's-
website?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And down here, well, Ken, I got to get some yellow tangs and more purple tangs. I'm all out, all sold out. So, and bring in some. I think we're gonna bring in yellow tangs next. They, of course, are tank grade. We can't get the last pot tank out. A little bit further up here, our, these are our astrias inside of here. These are all out of Florida Keys. They're caught by. I believe you. If we watched our last time we were down there, it was Mark, myself, and Jimmy. We went diving and collected some of these. It was a lot of fun. Did that. And then in this tank, since they like to climb out, these are our Mexican turbos. And they're all back in stock. Water's cooler now, so we can get them. Certain times of the year, we have to sell just plain tropical turbos, which are a great turbo also. But because the water's so hot, that you can't get the Mexican turbos anymore for a little while because of the temperature. But these are all tropical turbos and Mexican turbos together. So you can order either one. If you like the tropicals, they're a little bit smaller. They don't move things around as much. But if you want the big Mexican turbos, you order those separate. They're both on the website in different categories. Okay. So I was showing our inverts. That's basically our inverts for there. We have in some of the other tanks, we have some Sally Lightfoots that are hiding around. You look around. This is for the
Next week, we're not showing that yet.
So people always ask us where we get our shells. So when we're having our shells being picked up, and I tell my divers or I tell the people that are selling them to us, I said, don't throw away any of the ones that are empty. Send them. And they're like, what? I go, yeah, send me the empty shells too. And they're like, how do we charge for that? I said, I think free would be nice, but a couple pennies is okay. So what we do is we take the shells that come with us and the ones that we get that don't survive in here. We bleach them, we sterilize them, we rinse them, we dechlorinate them, and then they are dried. So they are 100% ready for you to use for any of your other crabs or that need new homes. So this is basically what we do here. Yeah, we have all different sizes. You see on the website, you can see the different sizes from the smalls, and they're like 10 packs, 50 packs. I think I have some over here set up for you over here. See over here.
Can I just send you my empty shells and then you'll send me back full ones?
Sure, Jim. For you, anything. So this is how they come to you. There's the different ones here. This would be the tank lights off on this tank, but this is our section group over here.
Wait, hold on.
They don't need to play for cancer.
Okay. No sexy shrimp.
No sexy shrimp plant. So on that end, we have almost all our inverts I've shown you, shells that we do, and then I showed you how we package them, and then they go out next day air in a box like this. Next day air. It has paper in it. It has a bag in it, and then it's got a top with styro on top of it. We also most of the months we have either one phone back here or two phones back here, and we're checking not just when they're leaving here, but where they might stop and where they might go. And that's the tricky part. This time of year, it's getting better. So we know it's pretty cold everywhere. But when you have different times of year, it's harder to figure that when you're leaving here and it's 75, 80, and it's going somewhere else where it's 25, 30, it's craziness. So you got to play the game with either you're using heat packs and trying to figure out when they're going to run out so that you can put an ice pack in there and a heat pack in there, and you can play the game with that. It's a little bit of a gamble, but I think we're doing pretty good with it. I don't have too many people say to us that we've had any issues with too many cold or too many hot animals. So that's about it for my inverts. So on the other hand, I don't know if we mentioned it. I don't know if Jimmy's mentioned it before in a video. I think he has. Our fish. We don't carry a lot of our fish here. We have another facility that we carry all of our fish out of, and they're quarantined there, and then we bring them here 3 or 4 times a week, depending on when we're shipping. And you can, I think there's a new thing on our website that you have a special request. You can request a fish. It'll come to me and I will look to see if I can get that fish. And within a few days, I will let you know if we can have that fish or not. Some fish are really rare. And sometimes when the people hear the price, they're not too interested in that fish anymore. But that's about it for in here in Chicago. And thanks for your orders and thanks for your support for saltwateraquarium.com. So Hillary, you want to talk about anything else? Do we have, are we speaking about the food or the
Do we have
nutrition or what are we doing?
do we have time to talk about reef nutrition, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
All right. So I can show you the refrigeration that we keep them in. Hillary's an expert on reef nutrition, so we can talk about that.
I'm no Chad, but
So here's how we keep it. This is their full line,
whoa.
except from the Apex pods, which are not refrigerated. They're up front and they're kept under light so they keep growing. And we feed them with Phyto so they don't
Y'all.
eat up all of their own nutrition in the thing.
So that's about a week's supply, right? So we refresh.
No,
every week.
No. This
Every
is
other week?
replenished twice a week.
Twice a week. Okay, twice a week. So you always have super fresh stuff because
yes,
if
we're
you
going
don't
through it
run
fast.
through this stuff, it cannot. We want you to have the fresh stuff for sure.
Look at this. Okay, so I help to work the reef nutrition booth at a lot of the trade shows. And if you come to the shows, you might not we have these bottles here on display, but we don't always, it's not always ones that you are going to find at your local fish store. And one of the things that I love about Saltwater Aquarium is that you can get the whole reef nutrition line in all of the different sizes. So you can see right here, you've got all of the different sizes and we carry those. Now this specific line up here is for if you are doing live cultures, if you are
So you want to hear
breeding
something
fish and
funny?
stuff like that.
I just had another order. He orders from us about every other month. It's a oyster farm. It's 1 million oysters or 1 billion oysters in New Jersey, I believe it is.
What?
He orders from me all the time. And I try and talk to him. He orders 60 of these bottles every time. So I'm like, why don't you want to order the big ones? And I think he says he doesn't trust, to give a bigger bottle to somebody. So each individual bottle or whatever he uses is the perfect dose for what he's doing. So he prefers just to do it that way.
That makes so cool.
I just sent out 60 of them. A
Billion oysters
days.
materials?
Yep, serious.
That's awesome.
Yep, it's in there.
So again, just with all of the different sizes, depending on whatever size tank, if you've got a giant tank, or if you're like myself and have some of the smaller tanks, you can get whatever size you need. You're not cornered into a specific size.
Yeah, you can yell.
Yeah.
And
ROE.
that's just reef nutrition right there.
This is just reef
It's
nutrition.
just reef nutrition, exactly.
You say you turn all of that and 2 times a week?
Yeah, we're doing about twice a week reloads right now.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
reload
goodness.
twice a week now. Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, I'll just say one thing real quick. To be a certified vendor of reef nutrition, you're required to have a pickup location. In Chicago, if you buy on the website and you're local and you want to pick it up, we can make that happen. We actually have a pickup location. Some of the other online vendors who sell online are kind of skirting that rule, but we do actually do what they tell us to do.
You can have a will call anytime you want some of this stuff. I was waiting to see you do that. I knew you were going to do that. I do it. Yeah, this year. And we also want to talk a little bit about turbo tonight or no?
You can.
Yes, absolutely. Refrigerated stuff.
Okay, so here's the turbo line for all of your bacterias from Fritz. We have all of the 700 and 900 turbos, 900 being the saltwater, 700 being freshwater systems. These are excellent bacterias. Even here, when we do water changes, we add the freshwater or the saltwater. Not very much freshwater, but mostly saltwater for our facility here. Whenever we're doing water changes, we add more bacteria to it. It helps because of the large volume of animals we're carrying. That the bacteria helps the tank, and also it's great to start off a tank. So some of these tanks that we have over here, we'll do a water change of like 70 to 80%, especially in the invert snail tanks and things like that. So when we put it back, I always add bacteria to the tank also with the water change to make them cycle perfect. and not hurt anything inside the system.
That's
See some of the
replenished
stuff.
weekly, right? They overnight us turbo start
oh, yeah.
once a week.
Oh yeah, yeah. This right here is at least once a week, and maybe sometimes. Well, I ordered twice this week already because I ran out of completely. This row here usually is 4 ounces on both sides of these, and we're completely out of the. Well, not completely out. I should say the backup is gone, and it's coming on Monday. So we'll have some on Monday.
Bam.
So that's what that's. But we go through this at least what we have here once a week, so it's always fresh. It's not a problem with that.
Okay, can you walk through all of the frozen foods, show all of the coolers, just go down the line so everyone can see what we have available? And it's also on sale, saltwateraquarium.com.
All right.
And Ken, just out of curiosity, what is the price point to get you free shipping for the frozen foods?
So frozen food will never ship free. It's a $30 flat fee that covers the dry ice, the cooler, the hazmat sticker, the priority FedEx overnight. Yes, the actual cost is more than $30. It's probably $45, $50 real cost.
I was gonna say just the dry ice alone with the certificate and having to send it through with the dry ice ticket and everything else, you're adding at least $10 to $12 per box, easy on those.
So just be aware when you order frozen food from us. Yes, I'm charging $30 because I feel like that's fair, but I'm also losing $20 in all those expenses. Hopefully, you order more than $20 worth of food. That's the game.
All right, as we were talking earlier, this is Larry's LRS Foods. We carry the whole line right here, as you can see it, and I believe Ken carries all of the seaweeds in that also. So we have all that, right, Ken? From Larry's.
Yes, we have the full line of LRS. Everything he sells, I'll carry.
Okay, so we have that here.
Hey, and we did earlier when we spoke to Larry, we asked him about how long this stuff keeps. And, even when it's frozen, and he was saying a year. So that whole thing about if you're going to order some of this and the expense of the shipping, stock up on it a bit. As long as you have a freezer at home that you can put 10 of these packs in, or, order 10 at a time.
So here's another new line for us that is doing very well. Is our Rod's food. It's excellent. I've known Rod foods for 20-some, 30-some years. I think it was probably, 25 years at least. Because I was one of the first guys to sell it for him at little trade shows. But it's a great product. And this is their full line here that we're carrying also now.
Yeah, what you'll see is a mix of chest freezers for somewhat picking, sometime long time storage. And we also have some picking freezers down at the end. We'll get to that.
Yep. And then on these freezers here, this is Reef Nutrition and Ocean Nutrition. So, San Francisco Bay and Reef Nutrition. I'm sorry. I'm okay. Ocean Nutrition. I'm all right. I'm getting a little late. Sorry. So here's one of the freezers here. We carry their full line also that's available. You've got some, it won't come down. We got mysis shrimp in the flat packs. We have
Jimmy
clams on the half. This is probably for you, Jim. And we have silver side. And then down here, we have packages of, some say this is squid, frozen squid. So if you want to change up and choose some of that, you get that. So we have this line. And let's go down here and talk about what Ken's talking about. So right now we're a little low because we've been hit hard. We've sold a lot. But these racks here are all, we get it in, we fill these, and this is where we pick from so we don't have to keep opening that freezer and taking stuff out of it. We leave them to stay frozen. So we line up all the foods lines that we carry in here. So this right here is Ocean Nutrition. This one here, San Francisco Bay. And then the flat packs are only in there. We try and separate the stuff so we know where we're going, we grab it, and we line it all up so that it's really quick and we don't keep the freezers open that long. So this is all saltwater stuff here.
Hold on, give me just a second. Let me
go ahead.
Let me slowly. No, we're good. I just want everybody to be able to see all the stuff that we have. We've got some krill down here.
This will be replenished again probably in the next couple of weeks, probably. All of it again.
We use some of these foods at the aquarium.
Right?
Yep.
Yep, they do. So this one here. So this is another one which sells really well for us. This is still your San Francisco Bay and Ocean Nutrition. These are really good sellers. This is all the 2-pound rolls. You just roll it out and just break off a row of it. So you'll get a row for each row you have here. There's 2 pounds. It's not the hard flat pack. It rolls up. It takes up much less room than having 10 of the hard packs in there. So we have blood.
Hillary, have you not seen this?
No, there was like 1 or 2 of these freezers when I was here last time.
You know, I'm always working, Ken, trying to get it better for us. Come on now. Just kidding, brother. So then
I've
It
never
looks
seen
great,
those
man. It
packs.
looks really, really good, dude. I'm super impressed.
So this is more of our silver sides. And we also carry below here is where I know is the more silver sides and all the clams on the half shell. 2 pounds, quarter pound, eighth. I mean, they're 2 ounce, 4 ounce, 8 ounce, and 32 ounce of the clams on the half shell in here. And more silver sides and the flat packs of silver sides also here.
Came in a
And
size.
3.5s.
So cute.
Yeah. And it's this one here. And then over here, this one we keep strictly our roller cubes. And as you can see, we're down to the roller cubes that are left in here. We have used all that stuff we just got in, Ken. We've sold everything but what you're looking at right now. Those 2 things right there is all we have left. So I know we're supposed to be getting an order probably
Dude,
right
I don't
after.
think I can keep up with all this ordering.
Well, I'm gonna have to, and I'll start take care of it. Relax. We got a team,
dude.
We got a team, man. We can handle it. No problem.
This is
Okay, this is this one. And then I'll show you up front something. We try and keep the fresh water easier for us. We keep the fresh water separate so that we don't have any mistakes. Grabbing the wrong one.
What?
I gotta walk slower. I
I
forgot.
say you gotta walk slower.
The old lady behind me. So up front, I know this is Ken's favorite area with my freshwater
Look at
fish
this.
tanks. I know this is your favorite area, Ken. The freshwater fish tanks. And Ken, just for
Hold on.
you, did she
Wait,
tell you
hold on.
about this?
Hold on, we gotta show them this.
I'll show him this one. He'll love this.
Look at this.
Ooh, that's awesome.
How pretty are all those fish?
Dude,
Like that?
that's almost cool.
I love you
It's
too,
very
bro.
cool.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Love our banner.
So this is our little break room and people resting, and this is where we keep all of our Apex pods and our bags that are pre-made up. Also, we have areas like this. Well, let's talk to you about the frozen food. This is where we keep our freshwater frozen food up here, so they can help. They know when they're getting a freshwater, or they come up here like our turtle diet and our freshwater multi packs, and most of our bloodworms. We sell a lot of bloodworms, and so the different sizes of bloodworms we sell. So that's basically why we keep it up here. It's easier. And down the road, I'm thinking we'll probably end up taking more of these stand-up freezers and put them in here and get rid of some of the stuff that's in here and move it upstairs so we have more room down here. They don't need to have a break area, right?
What?
I'm kidding. I'm teasing. Employees have to relax. Other than that, I think that's about it for our quickie, and I'm looking forward to next Friday. We can see it again. You can see a lot of female betas here.
Are those Julian's mangroves?
Yes, of course. Julian's mangroves. This whole setup is a Julian setup. This is the tank from him. This is like 10 years old. I took one of his tanks, but we did it for him. I did everything with Julian. The only thing I took out of here because it keeps growing too much algae was the stacks in this freshwater system. I think the calcium with the freshwater reacts differently. So it doesn't work like with a saltwater tank. In the saltwater tanks, we don't have any issues, but in the freshwater, it would just constantly grow algae just on those. But other than that, it's great for this. All right.
Okay,
well,
dude. So cool, man. Thank you for the tour. Next
You're
Friday, we'll tour the entire coral farm. We're showing everybody everything. So
Yep. And upstairs, we got a lot going on up there now, too.
that's just amazing, dude, what you've been able to put together in, 3 years from nothing, right?
Yep. From nothing. That's it. We've been here almost, 3 years, right? Yeah, 3 years.
It's close to 3 years. Yeah, it's just
yes,
wild. I never imagined it would be something like this. Like, it's just wild.
Well, I want to make it bigger, so we'll keep working, right?
Bigger's
so
not
next
always
week we're
better.
gonna see-
Bigger's not always
No,
better.
not always bigger, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. You want to
Sell more,
We'll
and
do
make
more.
more
It's
nice
fun.
stuff.
As long as we're having fun, I'm doing it.
Right.
If we're not having fun, then
I'm Mark Callion, Mr. Saltwater Tank, coming to you on behalf of saltwateraquarium.com. Ask any American citizen what they think of when they hear 4th of July, and they're going to say things like sitting in your backyard relaxing, eating ice cream and apple pie, going to a 4th of July parade, and of course my personal favorite, fireworks. Kaboom, baby! There's something about the loud boom of fireworks and the brilliant light displays that delight both the young and the young at heart. So what does fireworks have to do with a 40-gallon aquarium? Nothing. Until now. We're going to start with the basics. A nice round of black hats, as we call them in Tennessee, or up here in Pennsylvania, they're apparently called penny sticks. I'm going to light the fuse, drop it down in the 40-gallon breeder, and see what happens. Now, I don't expect the tank to break. In fact, if it does break after everything we've seen over the past couple days, I'm going to be really surprised. But hey, nothing else, it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Let's go. Run, Jimmy, run! That was awesome. All right, let's up the ante. We now have 3 rows of black hats, or as they call them here in Pennsylvania, penny sticks. I'm gonna attempt to light them all at the same time, dump them in the tank and get away. Oh boy. All right, the tank has survived a good 400 or more black cats. Now we're gonna up the ante. We've got one of my personal favorite fireworks, these Saturn rockets. We got about 200 of them here. We're gonna light the fuse, but then here's the catch. The tank, it's inverted. We're gonna toss these underneath there, and all of the rockets are gonna be contained inside of the tank. Maybe then it'll break, but if nothing else, it's gonna be a hell of a lot of fun to watch. Here we go.
Touch the side of it. Is it hot?
No, it's not. It's warm.
I mean, tilt it our way.
Oh man, look at that. We're gonna survive the Saturn rockets. It's mortar time, baby. We're gonna put the mortar barrel in the tank and shoot it up. We don't expect the tank to break, but everyone loves fireworks and everyone loves a good mortar round. We'll go with that. Besides, the tank, after what it's been through, it's earned its right to survive and see another day. Freak show. I'm not gonna sleep tonight. Let's light this puppy up. Let's go.
Damage, right?
Yeah, a little damage here. We lost the rim. We lost, ooh, that's gone, but the tank is fully intact.
Good job, Aquan.
Dude, the tank actually survived. We saw a little damage last night with the bracing, but I don't see any cracks. I mean, I bet we could wash this thing down and look at all that, just ash and soot. And probably could still use this tank. I think I clean this thing up and see if it holds water. I bet it does. I don't see any damage, but there's only one way to find out. Oh well, maybe next year. Happy birthday, America. And here at saltwateraquarium.com, we appreciate everyone who is working and has worked to keep America free and safe. We have a 5% everyday discount on non-map controlled items for active military, veterans, first responders, doctors, nurses, healthcare workers, and even teachers. We appreciate everything that y'all have done and are doing to keep the land of the free, free and safe. Till then, stay safe, kids. I'm Mark Callie, Mr. Saltwater Tank, coming to you on behalf of saltwateraquarium.com. At this point in the Reef Busters series, I have broken a glass heater, trashed perfectly mixed up fresh salt water, and I failed to break a 40-gallon tank by shooting it full of fireworks. Now, Greg Trax, who's in our customer service department, saw the shows and he said, I don't know what's wrong with you guys, but I can definitely break that 40-gallon tank. Now, if you've watched our Tanksgiving live streams, you would know that Greg's an eclectic guy. He has more worthless 80s movie trivia in his head than all of IMDb.com. And he geeks out on Star Wars and Ghostbusters. Now, why does any of that matter? Because Greg was willing to stop at nothing to break that 40-gallon tank.
All right, so I'm Greg. I'm your customer service manager here at saltwateraquarium.com. I get everybody who's happy, and I get everybody who's mad. I understand it. Things happen, things go wrong. So let's try to see what it takes to break this tank with some unconventional methods. You got your tank, things are going good. Oh, you look great. Oh, little fishy. Oh, how you doing, little guy? But sometimes you get mad at your tank. Like, what's wrong with the parameters? The pH, I keep testing, and then there's a new mag checker, and it's just not working. What's wrong with you? Ah! And that's not gonna make your tank happy. You can't yell at a tank and make it happy. It's gonna get all pissed off. You know what else gets it pissed off? Mother! What the God second son of a licking snorting mother is wrong with you? Alrighty, people, time to bring out the big guns. Sometimes yelling at the outside not gonna work. Swearing at it didn't work. So I do community theater, people. So I'm qualified for this stuff. Let's see if I can sing high enough to crack the glass. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Oh, beer me. Oh. Yeah. Me, 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 me. Perfect, here we go! La, 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 son of a not even a crack!
At this point, Greg's costume changes were getting longer and longer, so myself and the video crew decided that we would pass the time by doing some good old trick shots.
Quiet, quiet on the set.
Add in some moonshine, and that didn't help my game either.
Wow. That's good.
Now for the camera guy, Jimmy, to have a go.
Weeds.
Even the boss jumped in for a turn.
Whoa, almost on the first one.
Okay, let's let Mikey, the shipping manager, have a go at it.
Oh, in the box. Oh, no.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk about peace through superior firepower. I'd like to introduce you to a personal friend of mine. This is the M41A pulse rifle, 10 millimeter with an over and under 30 millimeter pump action grenade launcher. You can really feel the weight. Just popping off the condensation. Think we need something a little more powerful. You know what I like better than busting ghosts? When I'm wearing an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on my back? Busting tanks. Let's do this.
Stop, stun and break!
All right, people, we've tried everything I can think of. It's time to go old school. This is an 1863 Enfield. I am dressed like one of the 61st Volunteer PA Company A. Let's blow a hole in this with an Enfield. All right, people, I have never live fired this before. Done a lot of Civil War reenactions with powder. We've got that 58 caliber slug down there. Ready! Aim! Fire! That's how we do that here in Gettysburg. Like I said, obliterated. I'm gonna shoot him again.